3 years ago, I was that New Yorker. That New Yorker who just moved 3,000 miles from Los Angeles to forge a path in the big city of dreams. Say F it to the man and quit my job. I was that New Yorker who first settled in Bushwick. Now super crazy bumping on the real estate market, Bushwick. And I was super fun employed. So I crashed out of my cousin's apartment for 6 months, and if I wasn't in Bushwick, I was on a futon in Chinatown. I was that New Yorker who didn't pay rent, but paid for $5 lattes in the Lower East Side so my laptop could have a home for a few hours, wildly writing my ideas and dreams and goals while taking freaking breaks to sip espresso and people watch. I was that New Yorker who moved into a 4-story brownstone in Bushwick, surprisingly owned by a black man and longtime local resident. Quite honestly, the first black landlord I've ever had in my life. That was not a racist comment. That was a reflection on the extreme socioeconomic disparity of our cities and the base system's evident racism in giving out loans. I was that New Yorker, living in Bushwick, but still afraid to walk home past 10 p.m. But in the morning, loved to make friends with people like Fabio, who had been running the local church for 35 years, and Ducey, who runs a weekend restaurant out of her home kitchen. She brings out plastic tables and chairs on the sidewalk right in front of her brownstone, not sure if it's down with the health department, but no one cares about that type of bureaucratic bullshit on this block. I was that New Yorker who loved to see the family across the street roll out their mobile basketball hoop, play 3-on-3 in the streets. Then I became that New Yorker who witnessed the entire duplex get bought out, families get pushed out, building renovated, and quickly flipped on the market. Several months later, I was that New Yorker who witnessed the empty lot at the end of my street break ground, witnessed bulldozers and giant cranes move in, witnessed construction workers dance the balancing act 25 feet high, and for 10 months I witnessed the apartment complex rise, brick by brick, 6 stories high, glass doors shining, and probably stocked with in-house washer and dryers. Hashtag luxury. I was that New Yorker who picked up dog poop with a plastic bag. I was that New Yorker who separated my bottles and my cans for the frequent collectors who made daily trips through the neighborhood's trash. Because before I was that New Yorker, I did the same thing with my mom as a child. I was that New Yorker who loved to stop and talk to the local bodega owner, or help an old lady find directions with my iPhone app, or make friends with the guys who smoke cigarettes on my stoop, because in a lot of ways, I felt connected to their New York struggle. Immigrant parents, first generation, racial minorities, stacking food stamps. One day, my landlord Steve and I stood in front of our brownstone staring at the 6-story condo across the street. "How much do you think it'll cost to live?" I asked. "A lot," he said. "Does that make you mad?" I asked. "No," he said. "I welcome the change," he said. "I tried to buy that property myself," he said. "It's probably owned by Jews," he said. "But I got my brownstone. I got a piece of history," he said. And I am that New Yorker who moved to Bushwick with dreams of living cheap and winning big. All the locals probably see me as that New Yorker, moving in without noticing how many dreams pushed out by the highest bidder. I am that New Yorker who feels pain when thinking about the theoretical implications of gentrification, but live in the heat of it. My landlord will probably raise my rent next year. Then I'll be that New Yorker, complaining about my high cost of living. Thank you.